afternoon, my name is Farrel. I'm from class X IPAB. Today, I will talk about matter. This is the picture of classification of matter. As you can see, matter can be classified as two, which is pure substance and mixtures, where pure substance can also be breakdown into more branches, so as mixtures. Today, we will talk about matter in general and its branches. Okay, what is matter? Matter is anything that occupies space and has mass. So most of the things in our living world is matter. When you see the charge before, you can see that matter is breakdown into pure substance and mixture. Pure substance is a matter having definite composition and distinct properties. Pure substance can be breakdown into element. Element is a substance that cannot be decomposed into simpler substance. It is composed of one kind of element. The element consists of metal, non-metal, and metalloid. Wherein metal, with example is uranium, neodymium, berkelium, is a good conductor of heat and electricity. Non-metal, which is iodine, hydrogen, and astatine, is a poor conductor of heat and electricity. Metalloid, which is germanium, tellurium, and arsenic, is an element that exhibits both the properties of a metal and a non-metal. Compound, this is another branch of pure substance, wherein it's a substance that is made of two or more elements, thus composed of two or more kind of atoms. There are two types of compound. Organic compound, which is aliphatic organic. Butane and methane is a compound consisting of chains or rings of hydrocarbons. Aromatic compound, phenol and benzoate, is an organic compound consisting of benzene ring, which naturally gives strong scents. And then there's inorganic compound, which is acid, base, and salt, wherein acid, like extract from citrus fruit or vinegar, is a compound that produces hydrogen ion when diluted in water. Base, like ammonia, baking soda, is a compound that produces hydroxide ion when diluted in water. There's salt, potassium bromide, magnesium chloride pentahydrate, is a compound consisting of metallic and non-metallic ions. This is the example of aliphatics and aromatics, where aliphatics there is methane, propane, cyclohexane, ethanol. You can see in here that this consists a chain of hydrocarbon, wherein aromatics there is benzene, ethylbenzene, naphthalene. You can see that these three consist benzene ring, which gives off the strong scent. Then there's mixture. Mixture, hydrogen and oxygen, jelly beans, air, seawater, is a combination of two or more pure substance. Homogeneous is a mixture wherein only one phase is made visible. The homogeneous mixture is a solution. Solution like sugar, water, water acetone, water and hydrochloric acid is a type of mixture whose particles are too small to be seen and to remain suspended. Heterogeneous is a mixture wherein two or more phases are made visible. Like suspension and colloid are types of heterogeneous mixture, whereas suspension like gelatin, syrup, mud, sand, gravel, and water is a type of mixture whose particles are large enough to be seen and to remain suspended, while in colloid, like air and mayo, is a type of mixture whose particles are too small to be seen but large enough to remain suspended. This you can see in the picture. There is three types of mixture: solution, colloid, and suspension. When you put a light beam through the solution, you could see in the mixture, in the solution part, which we use water as the prime example, you could see that the light beam is not visible. While in colloid, we use milk, the light beam is visible. While in suspension, which we use the mixture of flour and water, the light beam is visible. This process is called the Tyndall effect. The Tyndall effect is the scattering of light by particles in a colloid or suspension. Molecular movements of particles. There are 5 phases of matter: solid, liquid, gas, plasma, and base Einstein condensate. Okay, and here you can see diffusion is the movement of molecules or particles from a region with higher concentration to a region with lower concentration. In the picture in the left, you could see that this region has a higher concentration than the left. Osmosis is a movement of water molecules from a region with higher concentration of water to a region with lower concentration of water. In the picture below, you could see that there is 2 regions. The first region is a dilute solution containing a high concentration of water molecules, wherein the second region, concentrated solution containing low concentration of water molecules. You could see that the water molecules will move to the lower region that contains water molecules. Methods of separating mixtures. There's a lot of methods of separating mixtures. The first one, and probably the most common one, is filtration. Filtration is the use layers of filters to separate mixture of solid and liquid. In the example below, you could see that this is a mixture of sand and water. You put the mixture inside a glass funnel, and then you use a filter paper to filtrate the water from the mixture. And this is the process of filtration. Evaporation to dryness is the separation of solid and liquid by exposing the solution to heat and liquid to vaporize. You see that is copper sulfate, salt, copper carbonate, and sugar solution is the type of mixture who can be separated by evaporation. Centrifugation is a method of separating mixtures which uses centrifugal force to separate each component in the mixture by density difference. Blood is the type of mixture that can be separated by centrifugation. You can see in the picture below that you put blood in the machine, in the centrifugation machine, and the machine will spin very fast till the mixture was separated. You see that blood contains plasma, white blood cells and platelets, and red blood cells. This is the picture of evaporation. You can see this is the mixture of salt and water, wherein there's a heat source below evaporating the water from the mixture of salt and water. There is simple, and then there is distillation. There are two types of distillation: simple distillation and fractional distillation. Simple distillation is a method of distillation which used to separate solid and liquid, wherein the solid and the liquid is the solvent in the solution. See seawater and pure water, whiskey, gin, vodka is the type of mixture that can be separated by simple distillation. Fractional distillation is a type of distillation which separates a solution of both liquids by means of fractionality column. Ethanol and water, alcohol and water is the type of mixture that can be separated by fractional distillation. Decantation is to separate a liquid from the residues using a glass rod. Mud and water, oil and vinegar is the type of mixture that can be separated by decantation. You can see in the picture in the right that there's a glass rod to help in decantation, which then the water flows in through the gas rod and goes into another glass flask. Using separating funnel, it is used to separate immiscible liquids like oil and water. Like in the picture on the left, separating funnel is used to separate these immiscible liquids. Using magnet is used to collect metals from the mixtures of solid using magnetism. So you could separate two kinds of solid, which one of it is a non-metal and one of it is a metal. You could separate it by magnetism. Using suitable solvent is the use of solvent in which only one solid is soluble to it while the other is insoluble. Crystallization is used for obtaining a pure solid sample from a solution. For example, is salt. The process of crystallization is the impure solid is dissolved in a solvent, and then the solution is heated to evaporate most of the solvent. The hot solution is allowed to cool. The solid appears as pure crystals. The cold solution is poured off to obtain the crystals. The crystals may be dried by pressing them between sheets of filter paper. Last one is chromatography. It's the method of separating two or more components that dissolve in the same solvent, like sugars in urine, drugs in blood. That's it, my presentation regarding matter. Thank you and goodbye.